Alright, so we're at Gen Con here, and you can tell because you can see all the oh wait, no, sorry, these are video games. We got some PCs hooked up. You can play on keyboard, mouse. I don't know about joystick. You can have the game pads, I'm sure, as well. Kind of an odd thing to see. Yeah, I talked about the apps and how that's a lot of money. There's a lot of good times being had on Steam or any of those other things, and this is further proof. We got a big old display, a whole bunch of board games. We got one table and a whole bunch of computers. So yeah, kind of a weird thing. Definitely stands out amongst all the other wonderful board games on a table. Let me know what you think about that. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell.
We have a Kickstarter on our Cities expansion set called Cities Untold. That prototypes are over there.
Okay.
Not all of them, but a good chunk of our prototypes. We're still busy. The dwarf is still hammering away back in New York.
Does this come, like, could you light this up?
We did. This is our light pup. It is a
oh, look at that!
Light pup with 64 addressable LEDs with pre-programmed sequences, or if you get the firmware, you can program your own light sequences.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you can put like a filter on there to...
Filter,
yeah,
and then a clear or semi-clear resin piece.
That is awesome.
Which diffuses a light. Get it in there, right? And
there you go, perfect.
There's one that fits in there. It's charging up right
okay.
now.
Nope. So it's all rechargeable too?
All rechargeable.
Yeah, so you got like some lights here and stuff?
No, these That's rechargeable. These require like watch batteries.
Okay, and that's like inside?
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll just literally show you. It's
Oh, yeah.
inside this piece right
Oh, perfect. Perfect. That is awesome.
Yep.
All right, I'm here with Dimension Games. They got a big setup here. Going to introduce yourself?
I'm Byron Levitt with Dimension Games. Hi, everybody.
And what do you do? What do you do?
I am the writer for Dimension Games, and I do many other things besides that.
How big of a job is writing for a game like Dawn of Madness, or even something like Celestial, which we'll look at in just a little bit?
It is massive, and it has grown the longer we've got the game. So yes, massive.
Yeah. I'll say. So you have Dimension Games, or you have Dawn of Madness here. Mm-hmm. Now, last time I saw this, it was like early prototype kind of thing. So can you walk through maybe just what has changed, how it kind of plays now, maybe at a very high level?
Everything has changed. Nothing is the same.
I'm seeing whole tokens that are different and everything.
Oh yeah. It's entirely different. So. Maybe one thing that's similar is this is the mental capacity track. We had that in the original version.
Yes.
So that's still here.
And that's activation order, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to spend a couple mental capacity to move or fight or enter an encounter or whatever. Move down, then whoever's next is going to go, so on and so forth, till everyone reaches 0. And then you are done with the round.
Okay.
So then at the end of the round, you would go to this this number down here. This is the round
like
tracker.
A story marker.
Right. It's it'll tell you if there's any encounters to spawn, any monsters to spawn, any.
So it'll change the game state almost
exactly.
at the end of each round.
It's going to change the game state every round.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll lead to a story. Sometimes it's just telling you, hey, do this, do that, whatever, and then you flip it over and you move on to the next. You're ready for the next round whenever you get to that.
Gotcha.
So endings trackers is now over here.
Okay.
So this will tell you that currently we are at 27 points toward ending A, which is pretty likely.
Yeah.
And 20 points toward B, 19 towards C, and 13 towards D. So.
This is new. I remember this. You were talking about this. It's almost like a dial that moves around. Yeah.
So we had originally another component that we were going to do, but we realized we don't need more components. We need to condense this as much as we can.
Yeah.
So we were able to fit it on the game board. Plus, the other problem with that component was you could only go so far as points,
and
it was really going to limit the stories.
Because you couldn't loop like you can on this one.
So this one you can go like 50 or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this way you can also very easily keep track of which ending you're trying to work towards or whatever. So
sure.
Yeah. World shards are very similar, probably to the first one in ways, at least. They've changed it a little bit. There's you're going to suck resources from the world using these 3 symbols here.
Okay.
The monsters are also going to suck from the world using those 3 symbols.
And they just generally suck.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Precisely. Let's see here. So you're going to have a world shard encounter on each world shard. And then as the game progresses, you'll be getting more and more of these, the encounter cards.
Mm-hmm.
And these will start just collecting on the different world shards.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to choose from any of those, assuming you have what it takes to get into the encounter. Like, say, if there's another card you have to have,
sure.
or if there has to be a blue consequence token here or something like that, then you're going to be able to get into that encounter.
Okay. So you kind of have these like large-scale story-moving rounds,
Yeah.
and then depending on where you go in that round, you're getting these little story snippets as well, right?
Right. So, so the rounds actually, that's going to also depend on how the story takes shape. Because as you're playing through these encounters, if it'll tell you to put something somewhere or something like that, then the event phase, it will say...
That's kind of the check on that, huh?
Right.
Okay.
It's going to say,
okay.
hey, if there's a blue consequence token here, spawn this. Or if there's this here,
All
spawn
right.
this. Or if you have this coda card, spawn this. So yeah.
So it really flows between the two, kind of the short-term dynamic one and then this based off of those.
Exactly.
Okay. Very interesting.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Monster combat, or the way the monsters work is similar to how it was before.
Okay.
So I know you had previously said you were kind of hoping that they would have like their own like specific things that they did,
Mm-hmm.
but we just kind of realized that wasn't really the way that they functioned.
Sure.
Because these guys are basically nightmares that have manifested in physical form in this world.
Yeah.
So they are drawing their essence from this world
Mm-hmm.
to become physical beings. And so that's why when they are spawned on like a particular world shard, they're going to take the essence from that world shard.
Okay.
So in this case, if he had just spawned, we would see these 3 symbols here. So it's 3 yellows. So we would roll 3 yellow dice. And these would now be the domain rifts we would have to hurt him.
Okay.
So skull, brain, and eye. So we've got skull, brain, and it's got to be an eye.
And would that
somewhere.
change based off of where he went then? Because
Yes,
you're rolling
it would
different?
change everywhere
Okay.
he went. And every round, he's going to, because so for instance, he's got these 3 on here right now. Say you take them all out. You're able to really do some damage to him this round,
Mm-hmm.
and you take out all these by attacking him at those colors. He's now invulnerable until the next round.
Okay.
So the next round, those domain rifts would refresh, and you'd have an entirely new way to attack him, but it's just based on where he is. So if he was over here, he'd roll a blue and 2 reds.
Okay.
Or over here, a blue, a red, and a yellow, so on and so forth. So, and also based on those tokens he has on here, it's going to depend on what special abilities he has access to.
Okay.
Because if he draws certain types of essence, it's more effective for him.
Okay. So he might be really bad on like, this spot. Let's not even mess with him here.
Right.
Let's wait until he moves off
Right,
of that.
exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Or wait till the next round, maybe.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, maybe something will change.
And the other thing, too, then, is some wanderers are going to be better at hitting him if he's all yellow versus if he's blue and red.
Right.
Or if he's purple and green or whatever. Because they all have their own levels of dice that
Sure.
they get and that sort of thing, too.
Very cool, very cool. Now, I know you're the story guy, but I got to talk about the minis.
Yes.
And I know you
please
love
do.
the minis.
I
know
do
you
love the minis. I love the minis.
Could you zoom in on this, babe?
Here.
Oh, man. What a treat. Here, come over here. This was one in the corner.
Yep.
I remember seeing this. Just looks awesome. Is this final production?
These are straight out of the box.
Great, awesome. So
These are exactly
they'll be
what
this color
people
and
will-
everything? The
These
red?
are exactly what backers will get.
All
yes,
right.
absolutely.
That is fantastic. Look at these. This is one of the ones I had in resin. I was like, oh my gosh.
You kind of had it in resin. I'm
It
pretty
was-
sure I 3D printed it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember getting this. I'm like, what is this junk going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, just incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Now, this is Dawn of Madness. Is this still available for pre-order?
It
Could
is.
I send
It's
people
still,
somewhere
it's
for
still
it?
available for late pledge.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it open
jeez.
as long as we possibly can. That's one of the masquerades. That's Masquerade Frailty.
I hadn't even seen this. Oh my goodness. The masquerades are super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I really like, and the idea behind them is they're kind of the opposite of whatever their title is.
Exactly.
So he's Frailty. This is Masquerade Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
she's
looks
going
like
to
it.
send out her little Bliss babies that are down on the
Oh,
bottom
look at
here.
that.
Those are going to be scattering out across the whole game board and giving
Sounds
all of the players
disgusting.
bliss.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so that's Dawn of Madness. I'll have a link down below to this so you can still check it out. Can we talk about Celestial?
Let's talk about Celestial.
All right.
Let's do it.
So this has been long in the making.
It's so long in the making.
I remember I got an info dump from you about the story, and I think it was like Game of Thrones meets Chinese mythology meets sci-fi meets craziness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This thing is, it's all over the place. And these are final production minis too.
Yes, yeah,
So
which
these
are like hips. They're like really nice.
These are hips. So these are ones you'll
In the same
backers will
scale
have
and
to make
everything?
or what- Yep. These are final minis. So yeah, go ahead. That is the Sarah plant. It makes the Sarah babies.
Yeah, so this
which
is
are these guys.
This
the
is kind of like
Sarah
an
brood.
RTS, like a StarCraft almost in a way, right?
They were heavily influenced by StarCraft.
You can have like almost kind of building-like things that are spawning little minions, and you have the heroes.
Yeah.
Kind of like a hero version of Warcraft
they
kind of
are
thing.
heavily influenced by StarCraft.
Yeah.
They love StarCraft. And that's Gagong. He's
Yeah, one of the leaders.
heroes.
Yeah. So your heroes are like 75 millimeter scale kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Right? Here's
And that's Neva.
Neva, one of my favorites. I absolutely love this mini.
Yep.
The DNA turned out really great in hips.
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy with how that looked out.
Yeah, it was so fragile
It
in the
was
resin.
so- mine's already broken
I was really
twice.
glad to see
Yeah.
the thicker one.
Okay, so talk to me about this map. What's going on here with this?
So what's interesting too is this is only one of the maps.
Okay.
So there's actually going to be a bunch of these in the final game, and this is just one of them. And each mission is going to, each mission is going to play very differently. Oh, hey, we've got Queen of the Void.
Oh yeah,
Good
this is my
timing.
wife's favorite. That one's fantastic.
So yeah, she's another one of the boss. The boss.
She's almost like a
figures.
third-party faction, right? Like there's the rebellion kind of. There's like almost the imperial leadership that's in charge,
in
and then
box one, she is kind of the villain. Now,
Okay.
having said that, she's not really the villain here. But Gagong's not really the good guy.
no, very true, very true. Yeah, from what I read, I don't think anybody's necessarily perfect.
They all think they're the good guys.
Yes.
And I think that makes them very interesting.
It does for sure.
Because they all want to be
Yeah.
the.
So you got like the leaders here, and you got like the little tiny almost minions, and
Yeah.
then like what is somebody like this?
So these guys they're like his lieutenants,
Okay.
essentially. They're
Okay.
like his next line of defense. So he'll send these guys out first to soften people up.
Sure.
And then he'll start bringing in this guy.
Yeah, the
and he'll
candle
bring in
guy
this
or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this really well. He's got like candles on his head. The art is fantastic in this game, by the way.
Thank
It
you.
really is awesome. I'm even looking here, and can you come over here and take a look at this? This is actually like a skull
Yeah,
here.
we could clear this
Look at
off a
that.
bit too.
Awesome. So I'm noticing some small squares, but then it looks
Yes.
like even the small guys take about 4.
Right.
Right?
Exactly. So small guys will take about 4, and then there's Gagong who takes up like.
And then there's a few
huge
like
chunk.
things. I'm guessing you can set these down.
Yes.
Right.
So these are tied normally to specific characters. Like for instance, the portal is actually tied to Lei.
Oh, okay.
So he's able to use that to teleport across the board, and it's a void portal, so he can also like suck people into the void.
Sounds amazing.
And do all sorts of strange things. So this belongs to Queen here, to Queen of the Void, and it's one of her void objects that she can send out to do terrible void things. This belongs to May here.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I don't have May, so let's go and show off May. Yeah, the art direction here is just wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy
it's
stuff.
really, really crazy stuff.
So yeah, he has candles too, but we
Yes.
haven't gotten those assembled yet. So
oh, that you'll be able to place around everyone? Yeah.
We're
So you got
working
the
at
hero
it.
minis, you got the lieutenants, you got kind of building askew kind of terrain stuff.
Yeah.
You have the tiny little minions.
yeah, and so depending on the mission is going to depend on a bunch of different things. I believe it's going to depend on board size. So this is my understanding. I could be wrong, but my understanding is this is our smallest board,
Okay.
and then they get significantly
I
larger.
was impressed
after
actually
this.
because I know like as almost a kind of a skirmish-like game,
yeah.
typically those get very big, but this is very manageable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hope, is to keep it to a certain degree. We still want it to far too big, really big.
But maybe not 4 feet by 6 feet or anything like
Here's
that.
hoping we don't have to have the whole Warhammer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Though that mode is available if people want it.
Okay.
So-
I'm, as a fan of Warhammer and this, color me interested for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is still obviously in development as well. It's
Yes.
been in development with
A long time.
dev team, a different dev team than even the Dawn of Madness, right? Like there's a group that's working on this.
So we all work on. We're a small team, so we all have our different focuses at different times.
Okay.
Currently, pretty much everyone is on this.
Dawn of Madness. Okay. Yeah.
So we're trying to get this finished up. This is actually though quite a ways along in development. Like the only reason it's not like playable here is because we ran out of time because we were doing this.
Yeah. Which is that's your focus anyway, which makes sense.
So, but yeah, like a lot of the mechanics are done. Obviously, the minis are done. So
I know you wrote a lot of the lore already.
yeah,
Right.
a
So
lot
I know
of the
there's
lore
a lot
is
of that.
written. My main focus has definitely been on this. So there is less lore than there is gameplay.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That makes sense.
But there will be more of that coming up shortly. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
do you have a tentative date? Even if it's something just like 2023?
It's absolutely going to be 2023,
Okay.
and our hope is very early 2023.
All right.
So we're hoping to get this pretty well in the bag and jump onto this.
Jump on this.
And in
this is a
between,
2-box system, or I know when you first showed it, there was like 2 boxes.
It's an episode.
It's an episode.
So
okay.
it depends.
Yeah, it's like this and this,
and
right?
they're all self-contained. So say
Okay, so like this
you
box
you could
would
just
all
get
be one.
episode 1,
right?
be perfectly happy
Yeah.
with it. You could get episode 2 and be happy with it. But they all tie together. They're all a continuing storyline.
Okay.
It's like season 1 in Game of Thrones, season 2 in
Oh
Game
yeah, I
of
see
Thrones.
this. Episode 1, The Hidden Void, right?
Exactly,
Okay, cool,
exactly.
cool.
So that's exactly
and this is
what's
where
going on.
people can go?
Yeah, that's for that's just to sign up for
sign
a
up.
mailing list
Sure.
at this point, just to get it updated on when it comes out.
On when,
So,
when it becomes a bigger thing.
yeah, so
All right.
hopefully like January, February, we'll be able to get this up on Kickstarter and get it out. And in between, we'll also we've been promising people for like 3 or 4 years that we'd get another Deep Madness reprint out.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going to be getting that out probably around October.
Awesome. Is that a
So-
full reprint? Is that
It's a full reprint
that's a big
with
game.
a couple new stuff. Did you see the minis over there?
I've shown the minis. Is there new stuff?
Yeah, there's some new
let's
stuff.
go take a look. Come on.
Curtis, would you mind watching the...
Now, another thing they have is a lot of Twisted Fables. So if you're at Gen Con, one of my highest recommended games here, actually. You should definitely get that.
So these are some new Deep Madness guys.
Oh my goodness, look at these. Can you zoom in on this? We got
Yeah.
like Cthulhu guy over here.
Let's take off this
Oh,
annoying...
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's take a look there. I bet that's heavy. All right. Look at that.
Literally should have made it in the last few weeks. But,
That is
So,
awesome.
What these are is actually the epic monsters redone. So
Yeah, but to say I recognize some of them a
Right,
little bit, right? Like
right.
here's Haster.
So there's
Wow.
Drifter King,
Wow.
here's Devourer of Worlds.
Way bigger. The original
Way
Devourer,
bigger.
I mean, they were
Well,
big, but
exactly. And
yeah,
like
he was.
we said, hey, these are great, but we can do way better.
We can do better. I'm always on the self-improvement, right?
Right. So Dimension Rift, which was
Awesome.
very, very tiny in the original.
Yes.
And then Insidious and Penitent, Forsaken, and Omega Ravenous.
Oh, awesome! I glanced at this and I thought it was just the monsters that you could get before, but no, this is Madness Reborn expansion, right? Is that what this is?
Yep.
So that's this one, and that'll be in the reprint coming up.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Very cool. I love that. I mean, you have to do something new, of course,
Yeah.
but that is
Well,
like.
I'm also hoping, because I've had a lot of people tell me they're interested in like a collected rule book or something, or like even just an updated rule book. So we're going to. I'm hoping if I can get away with it, to have like a collected hardback rule book with all the scenarios and
Sure.
stuff in it, and some cool new art and stuff like
Sure.
that. So
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a great sport on all of this. This was awesome.
thanks for stopping by,
And,
Michael. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it was great to see all that. So that's Dimension Games and all their stuff coming up. See you guys. All right, Rockstars, that was another day of Gen Con. There was a ton of really awesome stuff there. I got to play a few more games, had a ton of fun with the demos. I am going to totally be getting into Infinity. I'm looking at Warcrow as well. There's a couple other things I'm going to be talking about. Talking to other companies. We're going to be talking to Monolith some more. We're going to be talking to Shadowborn Games. A whole bunch of other fun stuff coming your way. I got a ton of impressions to share with you guys, so stay tuned, subscribe for more. And with that, it's another day of Gen Con. Take care, guys. Bye.